A new thriller named Speed wasn't supposed to be released until later this summer, but it was rushed into theaters last week because the studio wanted to take advantage of all the positive word of mouth it was getting in its early test screenings. Suddenly, Speed is #1 at the box office, and people are calling Keanu Reeves a major new action star. Of course, Speed is a terrific thriller, but when a movie hits a public nerve, there's usually something more to it than just that. The basic inspiration of Speed is that a mad bomber has booby-trapped a bus so that if it goes below 50 miles an hour, it's going to explode. This is not exactly an original idea. In one of the airport movies, the plane would explode if it flew below 5,000 feet, so it eventually landed in Denver. The bus, on the other hand, seemingly has nowhere to land. Keanu Reeves plays the heroic bomb squad member who jumps on and off the bus more than you might believe and even ends up underneath it trying to defuse the bomb. Somehow the movie makes room for a relationship between Reeves and Sandra Bullock, who plays a passenger who takes over the wheel, but one key to the movie's success is that it never stops for this or anything else. A thriller is only as good as its villain, and although it might have seemed like a cliche to cast Dennis Hopper as the Mad Bomber, since he seems to play the villain in half the thrillers that are made these days, he was a good choice because the film doesn't have to slow down to establish him.
When you explode, that's where they'll come, but that's not where I'll be. I have a different plan. Mess like that, they don't even count body parts.
I've read reports that the studio, 20th Century Fox, was surprised when preview audiences reacted so enthusiastically to Speed. Since it didn't have a big action star and a giant budget, maybe they didn't expect it to do well. But one of the messages of this movie is that audiences are uncanny at finding films where entertainment is the bottom line. Big budgets and big names aren't always at finding films where entertainment is the bottom line. Big budgets and big names aren't always as important as the traditional Hollywood craftsmanship involved in telling a strong story with characters the audience can identify with. Of course, that's not as easy as it sounds, but director Jean de Bont and writer Graham Yost had the courage of their convictions here. Just like their bus, they kept their eye on the road, and they didn't stop for anything.